Hi viewers, my name is Swayekidd and I'm here today with one of the pillars of Ghanaian music when we're talking about rap music. This guy has been doing it for ages, way before some of the trends became trendy and people hopped on. He's been involved in the careers of so many people, and as a music writer or somebody who covers the arts, I think I've had numerous requests from people asking me when I'm going to talk to this guy and so on and so forth. And for me, I've been looking forward to doing this interview with this great guy. He's here, I'm sitting just beside him, and we're going to have a very interesting conversation about his journey, how he started, his music, how he sees the Ghanaian music space now, and also there's an icing on the cake, which we'll get into. Clue,
yo,
welcome, man.
Thanks, man.
It's been long.
Yeah, man. Thanks to meet you, man.
I mean, Adenta, at a point, they described it as a city on its own.
Yeah.
So you guys hardly come to
Town.
do everything there. So how's Adenta nowadays?
Man, Adenta is home, man. Adenta is like, if I should do a wild comparison, Adenta is like the LA of Ghana music, in the sense that you find a lot of creativity there.
Yeah.
Where a lot of things you find that it started there. Like you find a lot of something like Jesu is from Adenta, somebody like Abewanana is from Adenta. So like people who have like very niche sound qualities. There's this kind of lifestyle there.
Yeah, before Tema there was Adenta.
So it's also great, but Adenta too.
Yeah.
It's just that we don't have like a mass.
Exactly. I'm talking even in terms of music influence, because before I even moved to Accra, when people talk about Adenta, it's you and Jesu that comes to mind, Skillions and Clue. So
it's not a lot of us, I guess.
Yeah, but you've carried the city on your back.
Charlie,
all these years, and you are still here, man.
More people to the come, and it's amazing. I myself, I've been out of the nurturing game for a while. I'm hoping I'm hearing some new people at least in Adenta. So let's see what he has. Maybe some.
So let's get into it. I mean, Clue, we all know you to be a musician, a rapper, a music producer, and so on and so forth. Like you played various parts as far as music is concerned. Let's talk about the journey. What actually drew you into music?
The money.
That's honest, man.
Yeah, it is. It be simple. I finished school. I did sell T-shirts. Give my friends who are artists, and they always want to look fresh. Charlie, we get some show for you. One go perform for you. Charlie, you get T-shirt, you get sneaker. I realized that these guys, they're always buying stuff. But then whenever they come around to, they're always complaining about how beats are expensive and okay, cool. These people are complaining about this. I'm good at computers. How don't I learn? Because obviously these people are willing to pay now money. So I pick up the trade. I tell myself, okay, do 10 beats a day. There's 30 days in a month. If I do 10 beats a day, that's like close to 300 beats in a month. I can't. We bought 10. So if there's like 500 CDs back then, and I'm taking you 200 CDs, I'm making something. So fast forward, you pick up small. A few friends of mine, they were in a group called Ghetto Reps. Looney, Boy Nash, Lyrical and Zam, Nova. So I used to give them beats, and eventually they did their first project on my place. Selling beats, I was able to buy equipment, so did a studio, recorded. So over time, I have like plenty beats. I don't have enough artists to come and use. I'm thinking, how do I sell these beats? Okay, try and make songs on them. If people don't like the songs, they like the beats, they come and buy beats. So that bubbled up, and you do the song. Some people tell you, oh, I like it. There's room for improvement. We build up, and then 2010, I'm like, okay, I have so many songs that I've recorded, so let's put it out. I did a framework mixtape. I put it out. That time, Big X startup. It's almost very popular. I text Pac, I'm like, yo, I be this, I do beats, I do music. And he's like, okay, cool, I go do for you. So I remember him giving me like a banner on his website. Framework was there. We hit like 10,000 downloads, line links downloads. You know, it's like
kids of today would know that.
You nobody could do that. It's like, bro, it's like 10,000 downloads, and I was surprised that wow, like it's not like we rap, but something where it's like a means to an end, and it picked up. So I kind of developed the interest in making music as well, aside from the beats. And what the thing was, I realized that, well, if you want to be an artist as well, you have to affiliate with artists.
Yeah.
And sometimes artists need beats. So if you need a verse, you give somebody a beat, they do a verse for you. So I linked with a lot of people. I worked with a lot of people. I can't even remember some of them. We hook up, they do a song, they give me a verse, I give them a beat, they do their own song. Fast forward by like 2012, I have like a bunch of songs just there sitting around. So me, Kojo, Kay-Ara, one day in the studio, we form a plan that if we want to keep doing what we want to keep doing, we have to set the tone. We have to draw a blueprint where something has to be done so that whoever comes next can say that, okay, I can follow this trend, or I can follow this style, or this concept, or whatever it is. So I had already released one mixtape. Kojo had also released one. I don't really remember the names of I think Nathan. I don't really remember. So Kojo comes like, I know this guy called Kay-Ara. He did Westlands, he did rap. Like, okay, cool. So Kojo links me with Kay-Ara. Kay-Ara comes. So we decided, okay, we're going to drop 12 mixtapes within the span of like however long it takes, just to create a space where people who think like us back then could do the exact same thing and not feel like, why would you do music like this? Because back then, like, I was doing 2-age type. So not to take over the question, but I did build on something. So basically, some of us went along with the plan. I myself went along with the plan. Kojo got picked up by a label earlier, so he couldn't finish the series. I did. So by 2015, I was done. I had dropped some of the very popular mixtapes in the 12 set were like It's Just Different, Win 2. And in these 12 mixtapes is where I did build my fan base. People they hear Clue Monster, King Clue. And within that, I'm producing for people, making some money on the side. Oh, not enough money, but at least I know the home. That following up, people are now asking for like big album projects they can pay because they like the free stuff. So we decided we could do With All Reason, which is like my first album. So that came out in like 2015. So basically, that's how I kind of got into it.
So, you mentioned about your 12 mixtape run, which I found very crazy, in the market like this and so on, where at that time buying music wasn't really a thing, unlike today where you could put it. But I also understand where you're coming from. So being an indie all your life, how will you describe your journey being an indie artist?
Well, it's hard, personally, on your just being a person, because you have to prioritize everything that you do. Am I going to give my time to this? Am I going to put my money to this? Am I going to do this? Do I really still want to keep doing this? Those are questions I ask myself every day. Why are you still doing this? Do you still want to do this? But you realize that you have created a little demand that some people have come to rely on. And I don't really see a space where I'm not doing this. So I guess I have not answered the question of if I will do it. So maybe whenever I come to that, I might say. But it is frustrating economically because it took a long time for anything to amount to anything. Because one, I came to realize that a lot of people wanted to do it like the way we're doing it. But one, they didn't have enough money. Two, beats are expensive, studio is expensive. So I kind of like just had to use my platform to help everybody, because I found a way to build a studio for myself, learn how to record, learn how to make beats. So if you want to go far, you go with, no, what did they say that? How did they say that? If you want to go for a long journey, you go with people. If you want to go far, you go alone. I'm hoping that if we're dead and we're gone, at least we have something to be remembered by. So basically, I hope I answered the question.
So looking back, all these things you've enumerated, if today we ask you, Clue, will you go the same route? What will your answer be?
I don't know what the other route would be like. So if I had experienced it, maybe I would have known. But the thing about this route too is, I don't think that I'm gonna fade away.
Okay. What makes you think so?
I don't think that there will be a moment where nobody knows who I am. Maybe a little reminder, but there will never be a moment where it's like it just falls off the earth and nobody knows what it is. So that is what I find comforting.
Do you also feel like, obviously for people who've known you throughout your career, you know, whenever I speak with them, and also I share the sentiment that they have, that it appears like you've contributed a lot to the game, but then sitting back, you don't get the credit that you know you should be getting. Does that worry you?
Well, first of all, the music is a representative business where people want to. It's a business where people affiliate themselves with something that they can build on. There was a time where people needed to record songs, and it was hard. So I was a stepping foot to make those songs. Now it's easy to buy equipment, and now it's easy to record songs. So people don't necessarily need that from me anymore. Now, whatever I should have gotten, I believe that I have gotten, in the sense that wherever they go, they don't have anything bad to say about me. And these people are very big people who can in a second just, but wherever they go, they have something wonderful to say. So I believe that I'm still reaping from all those things, even if there's an invisible credit. I still believe that I can walk in a room and I don't have to say anything. 2 or 3 people can have something to say about me. That will just make things.
So that's more gratifying. And obviously, your studio has been. A lot of people have walked through that studio, and you've worked with a lot of people. Notable amongst them, Fuse was in your studio.
Yes. I don't know if I can tell you this. Fuse was about to go and record Antenna. Fuse comes to the studio. He's like, actually, I met Fuse through Boy Nash. Boy Nash like, oh, some my party from UK, they come. So he comes through, you know, I play songs and we play songs. Like, oh, he's going to see Kill Beats. He went to school with Kill Beats. So I think we recorded 2 songs that night. Those songs never came out, but
Kill Beats. But one notable person is Mr Eazi.
Yes.
For the people that I've spoken with, know the story. They always say a lot of positive stuff about how you and him, you know, your relationship even up to today. How did the meet happen between the two of you?
I was in Kumasi. I decided to go back to school at a point. So I go back to school. I go to K University. I'm in school. I decided, okay, let me just find a studio around. Kojo says, oh, he has a friend who has a studio in Kumasi, Piwizo. I go to Piwizo's studio. This guy is there recording a song. Well, I didn't know him at then, so I was like, oh, it's cool, it's nice. I was recording a mixtape with Campus Life at then, so I was like, hey man, let's do something. But he thought it was a joke because he thinks that he's not that good. I'm thinking, well, let's record it and we'll find out if it's not that good. So he didn't want to do it then. So a few days later, I kept like nagging him, like, yo man, let's go to P. Weason's studio. So eventually, he came with me, we went to P. Weason's studio, we recorded. So I ended up quitting KNUST, came back home. He was done with KNUST. So he came to Accra, we linked up. He realized I had a studio, and I was like, hey, this guy, you need to play. Like, so he kept coming, he kept making songs. And I was like, yo man, you should do like a mixtape, and that would like give you like a space for you, like just carve something out for yourself. And when people like that, you can build on that and give them more. So there was this guy called Rex Beats. He used to come to my studio a lot. He also used to come and give me beats. I was like, okay, you know what? This guy's always coming here. He always has beats. So work with Eazi. Let's see what happens. So in like a day, they record like 8 songs. The next day they come, you record like 2 more songs, and then we put it together and we dropped. So basically, that's how me and Eazi started.
And apart from those 2, those are like the high profile, and we've also done stuff with some of our artists here. I know you have a good relationship with EL. Yeah. You also Kojo, Kay-Ara, and other people. What draws you? When you are working with people, what are some of the things you look out for? Are there any specific quality?
Just the sheer will. I like to see things start out and finish.
Okay.
Because there's this thing where I am also learning so much from them, just watching them discover what they don't know that they can do, and somebody just giving them the space to explode and make mistakes, and I'm also consuming all that information in my own way, and I feel like as much as I help them, they help me, because now there's never a project of mine that you take that you see that it sounds the same, because there's always an evolving sound. Even to the extent that sometimes people still listening are like, what is this? Like, I don't know what I'm listening to. So I feel like the point is, the minute somebody has a will and a desire to do something, the world is always going to beat them down. Yeah. So it's just one person that has to like just give them space. I mean, I'd want that if it was me, so why not share?
And one of my favorite projects by you is Asokor.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I could go back to listen to it. Even look at the time you released this, just like you say, it never sounds dated.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know, the sound is rich, your lyrics, everything is on point. I want to get into your creative process. Like you spoke about how you were making beats and you thought you can hop on and so on and so on. Being an artist, being a producer, let's first focus on when you are creating, a project for yourself. Is there difficulty, like in terms of picking what you think will work for you, in terms of the beat selection, the direction of the song, who to bring on board, and so on and so forth, as opposed to when you are doing it for somebody else?
Well, when you're doing it for somebody else, it's harder.
Okay.
Because it's hard because, one, people have a thing that they want, and then there's a thing that we can make together because of, one, creative differences and what can actually happen. Now, if I'm working with somebody, I came to realize that there was always friction with direction. So here's what I do. If I come and you like this beat, I give it to you, I tell you, go home, go and write it.
Okay.
Come back. Come and record. But if I'm there and you are there, we'll always be exchanging ideas. That would make it long.
Yeah.
So go home, go and record. Go and write, come back, record. I'll give you the time, I'll give you the space. But when it's for me, a beat doesn't last 10 minutes in my email. If it hits, I just record.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think about what I'm about to write.
Okay.
I just pour out, and then eventually we'll finish the song, and then we know what we have.
Yeah.
If I do that like 10, 20 times, I have 20 songs. And now I listen to the song, you find the most recurring statements, the most recurring subject, what I'm talking about the most, and then I build the project around. So it could be maybe this time I'm talking about love. So I'll end up doing like December 9 EP. If I'm talking about life, money, I'll end up doing like Asokor. Or if I'm talking about something conscious, I'll end up doing like Be Careful. If I'm talking about something like promoting, pushing, testing sounds with Arist or Everything Shiny. So it depends. I just go with whatever I feel in that time period when I was recording the album.
And talking, even let's still stay within the realm. You look at one of the movement that you were heavily involved in, but maybe I would say you were ahead of the time. Was this whole trap some 3-4 years ago became a wave? You had already, had your foot in there together with Dex Kwesi. So for an artist like you, what occasions or what motivates you into trying, genres that are not really popular, and now sitting back and seeing how popular it's become? How do you feel as well?
Let me answer the last question first. I'm very happy because one, some of us don't look crazy anymore. And it just goes to say that I was right, and also that, and even to the extent that people are even making money off it, big time.
Big time.
So I feel that now, answering the bravery question, here's what I do before I do any kind of music. I feel like here, people like that kind of music. They used to like it already. People used to listen to Rick Ross. One, because they like the sound. So I always go out, when I'm around people, I'm like, I always watch what they're listening to. Like, okay, so what if that beat that I'm saying would be ska or, local stuff, where maybe they won't like it because obviously they have like foreign influence, but Kojo on the streets who likes to listen to tree content, but doesn't understand what that guy is saying, but likes the vibe, can listen to that. And there's a lot more of Kojo on the streets than there is Kofi who's listening to trap music from America, and that's like a big market. So it's just like any business. You identify a market and you try and find a product to serve. But the fallback with that is when time we restart, because it was such an unpopular idea and there wasn't any marketing economics, personally on my side, it could have been big, but let's get into marketing. So feeling about how it is now, it just means that now all I have to do is just find big money and market what I'm doing well. My space that has been carved out will be mine forever.
I like that. You have let me say congrats to you. I think last year you graduated. You went back to school. I saw your pictures and I was like, all along I thought, you tweeted that you're going to hold on to music and go pursue your academics, which for me meant a lot. Because it doesn't usually happen for artists, especially people within there. When they start, after all, we are going to school to make money.
Exactly.
So when you are earning your money, why go back to school? Graduating and all those pictures, it's like fulfilling. It says a lot about you as an individual, and also, give other people a sense that, look, you can do this, but you can still go back, get your paper and come back and continue with it. It's a bold move. I know you have something coming. Now let's come to your new project that you have. 2020 Ultimate Paradise.
20 better things.
When you talk about Ultimate Paradise, all I remember is the TV show.
I remember the TV show, but I don't quite remember what happened. That was like George Williams, right?
We don't remember what happened.
I'll go Google, I'll go search. I was like, I know this title from somewhere, but I don't remember what it is. before I go, I think I saw an old graphic and I was like, oh yeah, TV series. Yeah, right. So basically, like you believe that 2020 was supposed to be a good year, right?
Definitely.
It was everybody's.
We all benchmark activities.
You know,
that goals for 2020.
You know, this year was supposed to be everybody's year. I started out the year last year thinking that this year, like I dropped bangers.
Yeah.
Like I was like, bro,
money.
Maybe dropping bangers.
Yeah.
And then the year starts. I drop year.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like okay, sharp start, and then things just go left. Wow. So if you see the album art, see that the town is burning, but I'm out for engineering still. You know,
never stop.
Yeah, I'm out for engineering like this year. So basically, because we're in quarantine and nobody if you go anywhere, I realized I was putting out songs.
Yeah.
We decided to put them out, you shoot videos too. So along the line, I was like, okay, Charlie, make up your mind. I realized that my initial album plan for this year is not going to happen. One, because of the way the year is. And I have put out enough material. So why don't I just put it all together and find a way to present it? Like I said, I listen to the theme and then I kind of build around it. So here's what I'm going to say. There was supposed to be one album that should have come out. That is not coming out. This is what's coming out. My hope is to drop this. I'll be back in June with what I was supposed to drop. Normally I wait like 2 years, but this time I don't want to wait that long.
Yeah. Why don't you want to wait that long? Do you think
because now
you don't want people to forget?
No, because now people understand what we're doing.
Okay.
Before they didn't used to, so they needed time to listen, and they needed time to. I don't know if you remember how these old albums are, where you play it over and over again, and then it becomes like a part of you. That was what starting trap music, or just starting what I used to do, basically. I don't want to call it trap music because like there's a lot of sockets into it. Yeah, sockets and all that. Yeah. So basically, that's the idea. Now I can't wait longer because now there's a lot of market competition, literally, with an audience that understand what they do. Now I just look like the older guy who's trying to look young and do trap music. So that is competition. Definitely. Even though it's healthy competition, it's still very fulfilling because we wanted this to happen, this exact thing where people will like the songs and they are consuming. So it's up.
Let's get into the tape. What made you choose that title?
Yeah, so like I said, the year was supposed to be a great year. It was supposed to be everybody's, this year things for happen. So I just thought ultimate paradise, like the ultimate paradise. This was supposed to be everybody's ultimate year. Like they had a whole vision 2020 and things. So the plenty better things is just tells you that maybe things didn't go well. So we're hopeful for a tomorrow, a better tomorrow.
17 songs.
Yes, that's a clue benchmark.
Well, it's no strange. I mean, that's like you said, it's a trademark. You don't give us pieces.
No.
You give us mixtape. You give us big projects.
Yes.
A lot of them. You have. Let's discuss the tape. You're giving us the inspiration behind it, being a good year and all that. So let's start. First, I know artists refuse to answer this question about when they drop an album, which one is their favorite?
Oh, I have a favorite. I can tell you.
Okay, give me the
last
favorite.
one.
Okay.
Better Things.
Better Things.
Yeah. It's simply just what it says. I'm just saying that there are a lot of good things out here. No matter what you think that there are, maybe personally you're in a space where it's not right, but there are a lot of good things. You can meet a lot of great people. You can do a lot of things with nothing. I shot videos just going to people's house. And look at use your rooftop. Look at use your backyard. And they turn out great. They end up racking up views. So I never let myself get down. Never. So basically,
that's a cheat code.
It is. It's good for me.
I think it's good for everybody else. Like if you are determined to see things from a positive angle in life, you know, shit happens.
Yeah, but it does so much.
And you cannot say you're going to walk through this life without encountering any BS on the way.
Nobody has enough money to do anything.
But it's how you see things, whether half the glass half full or half empty. But I know you dropped more money with the video and all that, which was a single that came out of it.
So that one just means it just goes to qualify everything that I've been doing for the past year. Like I've been doing all this with my own money. Basically, that's what this is.
And this tape, you know, has the clue style on it. Yes. What I mean is the sound, the sonic palette is large.
Yes.
We have the hip hop. Yes. We have the.
Yes. We have even very
locals and stuff like that.
I feel like with every album, I just might reach somebody else.
Yeah.
Apart from the people that normally listen, I feel like you might be somewhere unknowingly playing a song. Somebody will ask, "Who's that?" That is why that song is in there. And I always go in and be like, I want to do something that even I don't know. It's like, hey, what is this? And if I can do that, people can spend time trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So what are some of the stories behind the recording? How do you, because I see some of the features with YP, with EL, for instance.
So that
if you are featuring artists, which one do you prefer? You know, send them the beats for them to record their verse, or you want them to do you in this?
If it's about the features, I finish the song, and I think who's going to be good on this. I can send one song to like 3 different people. Sometimes they'll all do it. Sometimes none of them will do it. Sometimes one person will do it. Because you never know what people like.
Yeah.
Artists record in the mood that they are. You can send somebody a banging song today. Let's just use beats. You can send somebody a beat today, they will not like it. You can send them the same beats tomorrow, they'll like it. That's how people are with songs. Today, somebody will play song for you. I'm not feeling it. Tomorrow you might be down, or you might be broke, or some sad news, and then all of a sudden that song makes so much sense. And then right now, you have played the song for you the other day. So people are unpredictable.
Yeah.
So I like my things to be like that. So I don't even like giving information about my things. Because right now, in the age that people are so information consuming that people get bored. So the more you hide, the more you have to give.
Have you ever been turned down for a feature?
Anybody that you think has turned me down before.
Why?
Because they don't like the song.
So how do you feel?
I don't feel anyway. I have tens of songs. I don't feel any.
Because I know artists, creatives, are very passionate about their stuff, and because when you're looking forward to something which you think will work out very well and it doesn't come.
That's what you think. That's what I thought. But he doesn't think that. He doesn't have to think that. He doesn't have to. He can add a voice. It's like go sawasa. It'll be in person of sasa. That's basically it. But sometimes you hope that. Sometimes you hope that they get on it, but okay. Whenever I'm making an album, let me just use this. Whenever I'm making an album, I have a version with nobody else, just me, and I have a version that, in my mind, if all these people get on it, this is what's going to be, and then I end up whatever comes out is what I end up with. So it's like a mix of the two. So. The space that we're in, people have a lot of opinions, and you have to respect them, or else you as a person, it won't matter. That is why I never even come out and have rants. If I ever have rants, it's about my fans. How maybe I feel like they should support more. But even that, there are people, they have their lives, they have things that they're doing. So you can't blame me. I know that people see things. When you tweet, they see it. Whenever they have time, they'll check it. Some other artists have active followers. Maybe it will be my time, maybe it will never be my time. I don't control all these things, so I can't worry about it. What I can worry about is how I find money to make the video, or how I find money to pay the video director, or how I find that is my side. Else, then maybe I should just quit, because if I should be worrying about those kind of things.
Maybe that's one of the things that has kept you in the game, that attitude, the mentality, because people get a bit frustrated or disappointed, especially when, just like you say, they think because of the relationship and their reputation and what they have going, people should automatically, come on board their project and stuff like that. And when it doesn't happen, they get, just like the way the Mick Drago, this thing started.
I understand you. I understand.
So I'm a bit. Your answer is good.
Yes.
Like I see where you are coming from, but then again, I'm trying to put myself.
Let me tell you this.
into your shoes.
People will be courteous. That is courtesy. Friendship is courtesy. Oh, hi, how are you? You did? I see you chill. Yo, I like that song. That is courtesy. Action is a whole different thing. Action is taking time out of what you're doing to do something that you want to do for somebody that you want to do it for. These things are all the things that get somebody to listen to your song, decide to sit down and write a verse, go to the studio, turn on their computer, wait for it to load, stand in the booth, say the things that they want to say. If it doesn't sound the way they want it, they'll go back and redo it. The engineer will sit there, export it, send it to you. That is a lot of decisions.
Definitely.
And people have to want to do this. And in our climate, people have to just want. So if he doesn't want to do it, alright, cool. I will try sending something else. So if I find something else that I think that you should get on, I'll send it. If I don't send it, it doesn't mean that I'm mad. It just means that, okay, I'll find something else that I think that you should get on, and hopefully you like it. This time I was wrong. Maybe the next time I'll be right.
So let's get into it now. As a 17 songs straight. Not Done. So
I'm Not Done. Not Done is a love song. I'm telling the girl that.
So it's a love song.
Yeah, it is a love song. It's like she should be like, we're not done, Not done in the sense that she wants to break up. Like we'll never be done.
The love will still be there, no matter what.
I see myself kind of done. There's a lot of it there. I'm not even rapping about this. There's a lot of it's
melody driven.
Yeah, it's not really what people think. I just hope that it is what they want to hear, because this time I know that there are a lot of people giving them what I used to be. And those people have such an active audience that I cannot compete. I cannot compete. So I have to give them a bit of everything. Because right now, it's like I'm driving blind, I'm throwing things out, and let's see what sticks. And this album, the fact that I've been able to hold off the album that I wanted to drop, and I'm dropping this, it's even good because now I can test the waters. Now, I hope I don't sway from the point, but I'm trying to make it like that. When I took time off to go to school, that was 4 years. And a lot happened in 4 years. 2015 to 2016 a lot happened. And there's no way that I can catch up until I start again. So me right now, I'm seeing myself like anybody. So I don't react to things like I should, like I deserve to be a number one. I'm equally fighting like the next new artist. It's just that maybe I have something there. People have like an expectation. But if I have the money now, I'll give you the expectation. But now I don't. So all I get is like the song, you say you like the song, I read. Another person sees it. You think, oh, let me check that. So So if I get that, I think I can do it. But if I'm not getting it, I'll keep trying. So
do you also feel like you've not done a good job of selling yourself well in terms of visibility? People know who Clue Master is, who King Clue is, but there's no force to it.
Yes, like I said, it's money. It costs money. It costs a lot of money. And right now, people are in the favor business for things they can get in return. If you're an outlet, a news outlet, or a music outlet, whatever, you want to post things that any audience are willing to instantly be drawn towards. So there's just a few people that you can't help that people know about who they like to do. But that help. You can run the thing. But music is something that you can't rush. So the same way I didn't know that AYBC or it's just different or with all reason or be careful what makes you come out. You just have to wait and maybe this will be it. Maybe the next one will be it. It's dicey because I think that life in general is like that. In any field, you can strive so hard for something. One, you have to have marketing value and economics. If you don't have that, you have to take the long road. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe somebody will see this like, oh, take 10K or take 200K. And I'll give you the video that you want. But now I can't afford it, so you have to manage it.
So the album is dropping 30th October across all streaming services. Now, I've always had this issue where artists, yes, there are certain factors that occasion that. So the point is, people drop very good materials. Then you expect, as a music consumer, you know, okay, this is good. I'm expecting more from the person to drive it to reach an audience beyond those who know him. And they don't put that energy or whatever energy it is, you know, behind the project. So the project then fizzles out. So my point is, with this, yes, you put it out, there's videos coming as part of the promotion. How will you, what other steps are you going to take to ensure that this doesn't become just another, you know, album just which came and left? What memories?
Eventually there's a concert in December. It's called Ultimate Paradise concert. Yeah. But like I said, I went away. I kind of disconnected with a lot of my fans. So reach is my problem. That is really my problem. I hope to find people who are willing to guide and help the reach. Because I don't know what opportunities are available, because I do not have those people in the circle that can say, okay, if we do this, we can get this. Now, when I say I don't have it, I know that in some marketing spaces it costs money. That is why we have not pursued it. So, in respect to this album, I'm not going to do so much. Videos, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Because I'm going to have to come back very soon. Like I said, in June I'm coming back. And hopefully the album drops in, the concert in December. And whatever the people gravitate towards more, we'll probably add one more video next year and then on to the next one.
And being in the game for this long, how many years? 10. That's a decade in the game. You feel reduced. Like comparing the scene as it was 10 years ago and now, what are some of the things that excite you about the current wave of artists that we do have and how the whole music space is looking?
Oh, it's wonderful. I love it. I love it because now I'm not worried about what I'm creating anymore. Before I used to worry, people would like this. Sometimes you can ask, like you come to the studio, I'm constantly playing the song that I've made because I want to hear what people are thinking. Now I'm not worried because I know that people are listening to somebody like this. Before I used to be ahead, and I was worried about what people were like. Now I'm not necessarily in front of the gun anymore. So I'm watching people's mistakes. I'm watching what they are making that is working. So in a way, it's influencing enough that when I go to the studio, I'm not worried about all those things anymore. So the biggest problem I have is which song should I put out? Because I know that people will like it. Because I know that people are familiar with the sound. There's just so much that can happen. There's just so much that can happen. Like that's really what this album is. Like I'm not worried on this album. I'm just making an album, and I like it because sometimes when I listen to it, I'm like, come on, that's a substance in me. Because worry and thoughtfulness that's what makes a diamond album. Because it's you scrape deep for things, but on this one, it's just if you're in the mood, you like it. If you're not in the mood, you are not feeling it. That's really what this is. And it's like since I've been away, I'm trying to get back. I hope I get back. I hope I go so far that I'm shocked. So we're pushing.
And you've been someone who has mentored people. You've given people opportunities throughout your career. Do you feel like that is still like that mentorship where an artist, a producer will hold somebody, a young artist, and said, hey, let me guide you through the nooks and crannies of this whole business? Do you feel like it's something that is happening, and if not,
it's happening for other people?
From what you said, do you see that that kind of stuff happening?
The game, in this
industry.
Yes, I think that people have realized that the only people we chop when somebody blow be the people we help from the decade that has passed. So now everybody's willing to help. It's just that they have to like what they're doing, like the verse thing, like the song thing. If you send one way he didn't feel, you go do them. Just say everybody is strategic. They themselves have to like the song. First, okay, here's what it is. When you send me a song the first time, I'll do it. The second time, I'll tell you that send me something else or send me something that I like. You send me an option, and I pick which one that I like. That's how the game is. If I do it for you the first time, because we're trying courtesy, I do it for you. But the consecutive times, people would cash in the sense that now we're exchanging audiences. So we have to take care of what we're giving. Like we have to, what's the word? We have to know what we're giving them and then be careful about what we're giving them. So that the next one has to be bigger. It has to be better. That's what the game is now, and it's beautiful. I like it because there's just so much opportunities. Like I have never seen a game like this before. I really like it.
Then what do you think we should improve? What makes you go like
Well, I'm not really right now. I'm not talking to a lot of me. How do I say it so that it doesn't sound? I don't have a conversational friendship with a lot of people.
Okay.
Because I feel like one, I've never met a lot of them. Maybe some of them know my name, but right now it's a cloud based. What I can get from you is what I'll give to you, and I necessarily don't feel like I have a currency enough to demand anything from anybody. So when I walk in the room and you know me, cool. If you want to work, we'll work. If you don't, let's just keep pushing. Hopefully, maybe someday along the line, I'll be relevant enough for you to want to work.
I feel like I've never had an encounter with you aside from music. This is like a mind-blowing thing for me, and talking with you throughout. You've mentioned how selfless and how you are open to do things without really thinking about what others might think about you or the pull, factors from achieving your goal. It's like you know exactly what you're going to do, and you are just pursuing it, hoping that things will work out. And oftentimes, you interact with people, and that kind of mindset isn't something that they show a lot of in their conversation. People are like, this thing has to happen for me, and that sense of entitlement. It's always there in their conversation. You feel some kind of bitterness if maybe they expect things to happen and it doesn't happen. But from all this discussion I've had with you, that you don't feel bitter.
No, I don't own the game.
Yeah, you don't feel bitter.
I own my music. That's all I own.
Yeah.
And the people that listen, they can listen to anybody, but they decide to listen to you. So like, what are you worried about? Like, you understand?
Yeah.
Like, they can decide not to listen to you ever again. But every morning when I wake up and I go and check my Apple Music stats, I like 1K play in a day.
Yeah.
I like so 1,000 people are there
listening to
like, how that work? Yeah, maybe it's not reflecting in how I want people to buy my tickets to come to my show, but I'm alive. When I wake up tomorrow and I have money, I'll try and make another show. If they don't come, we'll do another one next year until somebody comes.
That's dope. I'm really impressed by everything that has happened. The hour that we've sat here to talk, and all that I can say is the journey has just begun. Even though you've been in it for a long time, the journey has just begun for you. And I just hope and pray that people definitely will listen to this album, and not only this, they will listen to this, go back and listen to the others that you've done, so that they can compare and see the growth from where you've. Because that's often the case. People feel what is in front of them and barely go back to, track.
Oh, I do. I listen to my own song when I
track back what they've done, like their favorite, unless maybe the person is their favorite artist. For me, if you are a new artist, or if you are somebody I've heard for the first time, I'll go back to
and listen to all
the project. It gives you this sense and appreciation of the person, what the journey has been to this point. That's what I hope this album is going to do for you. And if you are watching us, the album will be out, or by the time you watch this, the album is already out.
If it's past 30th of October, it's out.
The album is already out. Go check it across all the streaming platforms. It will be available. It's King Clue. If you went from Clue Monster to King Clue.
Well, let me just break it down. When you hear Clue Monster, that is me producing.
That's your producer name.
When you hear King Clue, that is
the artist.
People not wanting to call me Clue, so they're just it's like a title.
I revered something.
Exactly. Yeah. But when you hear somebody call me Clue, that means the person has known me like since exactly.
Yeah. So you've heard it. Clue, whether Clue, King Clue, whatever.
If you can't see, just call me Jeff. I feel like people are giving me their time, so don't let them feel. I mean, don't come and ask me for money. I don't have money. My time is.
Yeah. So the album will be out 2020 Ultimate Paradise. 17 songs, features, all variety of sound across all genres. Clue has given so much to the game, and is still giving so much to the game. And as he said, this project is dropping. Next year, you'll hear another project from him. So in the meantime, I would just urge you to check the song out across all streaming sites. And as he said, put money in his pocket, stream the songs. Let Clue get some money. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if I get the money, I'm gonna shoot a video. Things will get better.
Yeah.
I feel like right now, now it shows that something can happen. So the power to
definitely, it will happen. It will work. My name has been Swayekidd. Clue has been my guest. See you